Hello, my dear Capricorn. This is a love reading, a prediction for Leo season, July 22nd to August 22nd, 2020, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And this will be a love reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign, and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. And if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Cancer season that is up. We are in the first period of Cancer season right now when I'm publishing this. Or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. And I will start here shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck, I see the King of Swords together with the Hangman. So it seems like a person that is kind of set in their ways and is a little bit headstrong and have relying a lot onto logic, are kind of stuck in a situation where there's no in and no out, because maybe we need to have a broader perspective. Maybe we need to lower our guards a little bit. Maybe we need to open our heart chakra and also open our mind to the existence of other way of thinking than just our own. So this might apply to you, or it might apply to the person that you are wondering about. So, or people in general in your surrounding as of now. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the 8 of Wands in reverse together with the Hangman in reversed. So if someone has a very stubborn position, we might kind of give up on them and block them or not communicate with them anymore. So this might be what you have done, or maybe someone has done this to you. It might also be that the stubborn person has blocked someone because they are trying to avoid going through this difficult situation where the divine is trying to force us to change, trying to force us to develop. And if we don't want to develop, we can kind of say, no, thank you, I'm not going to engage in this situation because it's obviously going to give me a hard time, and I don't want to have a hard time. So hard times is what's making us grow. But it might be that a person is trying to put themselves above God and everything, and they don't want to develop. So they're cutting the situation short, cutting the relationship short, due to maybe a fear of change or a fear of opening up to new ideas. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the King of Swords has transformed to a Knight of Swords in the reverse. So it's a person that I think is usually very calm, usually very mature, intelligent, logic, fair, all these kind of things. But when they are being pushed by the divine like this, it's kind of bringing out the worst in them. So they are becoming into this warrior mood and might blame you for the circumstances, how they are being pushed by the divine to change. And I call the 6 elements. And here we have a 4 of Swords in the reverse with the Hangman in the reversed. So this is very anxious feelings for this King of Swords, which might be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, or it might be you that's all up in your head and being anxious like this. It's certain things you don't want to let go of. It's certain things that you don't want to accept, or the other way around, that there's certain things that this other person don't want to accept or embrace with their mind. It's something we want to reject. We don't want to have it. But that is also making us very anxious, because when we say no to this one thing that we don't want, we might also, the world is stripping away something that you actually did want. So here I heard a song to the words I said. I heard a melody, and it's it's Bruce Springsteen. See if my pen works. Bruce Springsteen. And it's, I don't know the name of the song, but it's kind of what you don't give up, the world just strips away. Just strips away. And now the world is trying to strip something away, but the King of Swords / Knight of Swords is trying to fight into the end for this not to happen to them, because they want to be in control and want to be on top of their life and only have good consequences. So they mainly, I feel like, a non-acceptance towards this kind of change that wants to happen, this kind of sacrifice that wants to happen. Because they want to stay above and rise above all this rubbish of having to change their ways or see things in from another perspective, or maybe sacrifice themselves and their own feeling of elevation and come down to another person's level. So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. So I want my dear Capricorn to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so we'll just tune in for a few seconds to you and your situation in Leo season, Capricorn. So, tuning in. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's the 8 of Pentacles in the reversed. So it kind of gives that you Capricorn, the ones of you that have been really devoted in trying to fix something or persuade someone into doing something in a way that you wanted. Maybe they were too stubborn or you were too stubborn, but here it seems to be about taking a step back and not doing all this work. So either you have been trying to persuading a person to soften up and open their heart, take a step back, or if you have been very headstrong and persistent in having things your way, you might also need to take a step back. And here we have the old bottom of the deck, and it's a 10 of Pentacles. So it's a situation that is of high value, things that gives us the feeling of home, the feeling of context, the feeling of belonging. It's how we are being rewarded by the world with maybe a husband or a wife, children, roof over our head, nice belongings, and money coming in. Places of value, things that adds value to our life. And so this is something that you have invested greatly into, but you're kind of asked to back off a little bit with this investment, or it might advise you to invest more depending on your past engagement. If you have engaged all you could and done all you could, maybe take a step back. If you have engaged too little and you have been sitting on your high horse, not wanting to get dirty down here with the rest of the people in your relationships, you need to put in more effort to belong to belong to this place of value. But that might be what the divine wanted to say, but what I was trying to say was to be able to keep this value in your life. So this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation with said person, and this is what's on their mind about you. This is your feelings towards them, the energy between you, the love bond, and this is their feelings towards you. This is your behavior and attitude, the outcome, and their behaviors and attitudes. So we start with a situation here, and it's a 5 of Wands. So it's very typical in relationships overall to have disagreements. We need to compromise on a lot of things. What kind of television program we're going to watch, or what Netflix series we're going to watch in the evening, what we're going to eat, where we're going to go on vacation, and also how much we want to give, how much we want to receive, things like this. So it's a constant communication between people on how to build this place of value. So it could get rather heated, and we can become like warring siblings and trying to get things our way and not really trying to work together, but actually just having the mindset on what kind of value we want to build, but not being attentive to what value the other person wants to have. And here on what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, it seems like you think that they have a limited viewpoint, that they don't see things your way, or they could, like, from your point of view, it seems like it could be so easy for this other person to make a little small change and everything would be great. So there's something that you think that they are doing that they should stop doing, or they should start doing maybe something that you want them to do, and that would change the whole scenario. But the question is, would it? Or would you have something else that you wanted this person to change? Are you ever going to be satisfied? So it's also about looking at things from both the other person's perspective, but also our own perspective, and make some kind of balanced decision. But with the sun in reverse, it's kind of, the mind is a little bit clouded. So I'm definitely feeling like you think that the other person's mind is clouded, that they are being they are kind of fighting windmills. They think that you are the enemy or you are the problem, so they are making you the problem. They are having kind of a little bit of a war with you instead of working together with you. So you think that they have a limited mindset, and things would be so glorious if they just would change. So wouldn't always be like this if the other person changed. And with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, they seem to have a little bit the same point of view on you. If you just weren't so judgmental, if you weren't always such a person that always told them, like, you should do this, you should do that, I don't like this, you need to change that, everything would be great. So they're kind of accusing you of being too judgmental or too picky with things. I don't think neither of you are wrong and neither of you are right. I think that you have a hard time communicating, that it would be better if you could be able to really listening into what the other person said, and also making them really understand what you are trying to say. So real great discussions where we're turning things like up and down and inside out, and really trying to figure things out. Because maybe you should say this more honestly to the person, that I think that if you would just, I might be unfair, but I think that if you would just open your heart to me, we would have a great relationship. And then you can have a healthy discussion about this, where you're kind of putting in as much effort to understand the other person's point of view as understanding your own point of view. So that could open up for this relationship being more loyal, instead of everyone trying to fight to get their way. Okay, so this is the energy between you two, and we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this is making me a little bit sad and a little bit anxious. So I feel maybe both of you has given up a little bit of hope. You don't feel like the other person have your back, that they are not loyal, that they are lying, cheating, stealing, everything like this. But it's because you have this kind of warrior attitude towards each other, like they have more juice in their glass than what you have in yours, or they got a bigger ice cream or more candy, or I don't know what. But it's a little bit on a childish level, that you are not able to be the bigger person for the other person. They are not being able to be the bigger person for you. So both of you are losing hope, because both of you are kind of searching for a parent that could take lead in this situation and give you what you need, as a parent would do to a child. But here you are, two hopefully grown-ups that need to add to this situation, both of you, and trying to make your best effort instead of putting yourself on a high horse and thinking that if only the other person would change, everything would be great. We can be in situations where we are being used by another person and they are frankly lying to us. And if that's the case, we will notice this when we are trying to communicate, because this other person will not want to communicate. Some people can be kind of want to sweep everything underneath the rug because they feel scared about revealing themselves and their own vulnerability, their own fears, their own problems, and so on. But usually we can get around that. If it's only fear, we can support the person and promise to be not using the information against them, and if they would only open up. But if the person is lying, you are going to be able to reveal this with that person not wanting to communicate with you, basically, or not wanting to sort things out. Then they are kind of fine in the way things are, and they are using you. So be attentive of that. So here is on your emotional level towards this person, and we can see that you are very invested in this relationship. You have put in a lot of effort, and you're kind of being like the treasure to this relationship, adding to the value of the 10 of Pentacles. So being the one that trying to make the other person feel comfortable, trying to make them feel at home, trying to fulfill their needs. So basically being the foundation for love here, giving a lot of love and adding a lot of value. So that's beautiful. And this is, you might give them presents or cook their meal or I don't know, cut their hair or whatever is going on. Okay. And here is on their emotional level, and we have the Fool in the reverse. So they are acting really juvenile in this situation, much like what you kind of told me here in the beginning, that they are like a child, and if they would only change, things would change. And I'm kind of leaning to agreeing with you, and that this person is the one that's not adding value to this relationship. So what does it mean when a person has a Fool in the reverse in their feeling level? And it means that this person feels entitled to not give a crap of taking responsibility for the relationship, because they're a little bit spoiled. They are acting like you are their parent and you should fulfill their needs. They just have to run around and play and be a kid. And so they crave unconditional love, and they don't want their nagging mommy to tell them how they need to evolve. They just want to be like this Peter Pan kind of syndrome, staying like young and playing forever, playing golf every night instead of being with the kids and the spouse, either that's a husband or a wife, or always staying out late parties with friends and so on, and not spending time in the relationship. Things similar to this, working a lot and not being available for your friends or your family or your loved ones. So it's a person that's doing their own thing and don't want to be corrected or hear otherwise. So it's my way or the highway. And this is your behaviors and attitudes. And it's the Ace of Swords in the reverse. It came in the same position for, I'm pretty sure it was Sagittarius. Might have been Aquarius as well also, but pretty sure it was Sagittarius. So it's something that's in the air, I guess, where we are giving up our mission. So we don't want to be the provider anymore because the other person is not adding value, as it seems. And we don't want to be the one having this role of being the one nagging and telling like, you should do this, you should be like so. If you only did, that's boring. So giving up on being like that as well, because we don't want to have that role. We want to be with a grown-up that's doing these kind of things without us even asking. And this is their behaviors and attitudes, and it's a 9 of Cups in reverse. So again, with this very spoiled attitude, as long as I get my needs met, things are fine. I don't really care about your needs. And it's this narcissistic period where children goes through, where they think that the sun revolves around their own head. We have a lot of these narcissistic childish tendencies here. Sun, Narcissus, Seven of Swords, kind of person manipulating and trying for other people to be their supply, and feeling very content with making other people give why we don't have to give anything. So you're basically being in a relationship, either it's a child-parent relationship or siblings, family, spouses, work, whatever it is. You seem to be in a relationship with a very spoiled energy that don't want to invest. And remember, cross-watchers, that it can also be in the reverse, that you are actually the one here and your Capricorn is on this side, because usually the people that are this undeveloped, they don't watch tarot readings, so they are not interested to grow as a person. Much what you are indicating here, that if they would only enlighten themselves, if they would only see the problem and fix it, but they don't do that, and they are not searching for solutions in tarot readings either. So if you are a cross-watcher, you will often find yourself on this side of a reading with a Capricorn in a Capricorn reading, because, as I said, the drama is the same. It's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. And this is the outcome for this situation in August. It's not the forever outcome, but it's the outcome. And it seems like it's a healthy discussion, maybe where you take a little bit charge and point out the rules for this relationship in the future. It doesn't mean that this person will apply themselves, but it's almost like you're giving them an ultimatum and a chance to grow, basically, to become a better person and apply themselves better. You can tell them step by step that the rules have changed. You don't have to come down on them like a Judgment Day angel. You can gradually tell them the new rules for how you want to be treated in this relationship and what you want of them. For example, if you have this golf playing husband, let's say, this is what's going on. You say, so this is how it is now. I have applied myself for this evening class and I want to educate myself in this topic. So I'm going to be away. So let's say the husband is gone for 10 or 15 hours each week on golf. So you're going to take 10 or 15 hours of educating yourself. And then they are going to have to stay with the household and the responsibilities and the kids, for example. And that's the new rules. So it's not about arguing about their goal for whatever they are doing. It's about telling that you will have the same benefits from now on. So you can just hope for this situation. Person like this, we say narcissist will never change, but children develop. They have this very narcissistic time in their life. Narcissistic people have a narcissistic injury. Something has happened to them that kind of empty out their soul and left an empty shell of a person. And how to fix it is to make them grow past that. It's not your job, it's their job to do this, but we can't say that they are without hope. Psychopaths, sociopaths, they might have to live a couple of more life, be tormented as the rest of us to be able to develop empathy. But narcissistic people, every person goes through a narcissistic stage, and that is when they are children, usually around the age of 3. It's just that this person got stuck there. Maybe due to being spoiled or being traumatized. It's hard to tell. So I'm feeling that this is the card for you and this is the card for the other person. Balancing act and into the unknown. So you are going to have to do something that's a little bit scary. I think your go-to move has to be engaging yourself and fixing the relationship, taking a lot of control and adding a lot of value. So it's scary for you to not add more value, but actually ask for things for yourself. So that's going to be you walking on the edge of your comfort zone and kind of demanding things for yourself and just deciding that this is what I'm going to do. This is how things are going to be from now on. Don't ask things from this person like, I need you to stay more home. No, Don't do that. Just put yourself in a more favorable position. So things you have control over, that is what you can change. You can't change another person. Life is an adventure. Trust and all will be revealed. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. You're required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only a pathfinder, but a path maker. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. So the rainbow here and the bird. So there's hope and there's a key there as well. And the divine is being with you. You are blindfolded, so you don't know how this is going to end. You don't know the consequences. I think you have played it safe and tried to not have bad consequences. And that's why you are being used by people that has narcissistic tendencies. So easy target, because you're always trying to control things to be make them harmonious. So it's easy for a person to, it's very disharmonious to engage you, because you are going to want to make the relationship harmonious as they are making it disharmonious. So you're going to have a natural tendency to try to fix things. And here we have, so that's very great for them, because then they can mess up things and you will fix them. So that's wonderful. So we see this lady, and this relationship is balancing on a bubble there, on a string. So it's like, will this person fight for this relationship and be able to make this balancing act to make a more fair relationship, is what I'm feeling. But this is the author's interpretation. You're calm within, no matter the fluctuation of outer conditions. There are times when things seems a bit topsy-turvy, and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord, and great success will be yours. You'll find inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, and level path. So it's kind of the divine agreeing with your sun in the reverse there, that if this person would only change and make things, instead of trying to disrupt things, actually trying to fix them in the way that you have done, then there will be balance and they will have success. But I think they have had success in the past by acting juvenile, and that is their go-to move, as your go-to move is to fix things. So you need to gradually change your go-to move, and they will have to gradually change their go-to move, and both of you will develop in marvelous, beautiful ways. So, okay, my dear Capricorn, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I also want to say that if you like my content, and want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching, which I'm very grateful for, but also commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel to the link in the description box, or make Google Donate by clicking my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. This is keeping my humble revenue up so that I can make more content like this for you on this channel. Thank you so much in advance. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving, and supporting viewers. And your amazing comments always make my day. So, until next time, take really good care and bye-bye.